Senator Weber.
Thank you, Madam President. I've heard mentioned a number of times this evening about the border communities. While I'm an individual who has lived all my life in a border community, I have worked all my business career, and I have served all my political experience in a border community. It has been talked about the fact that there are indeed many reasons that go into the location of a business, and I do not disagree with that. It has been said that there are indeed other factors that, other than taxes, that make a business decide about where they're going to be located, and I do not disagree with that. It has been talked about that we have a large business in terms of Destination Medical Center in Rochester and the Mayo Clinic that has asked for additional taxes, Madam President, in order to help them expand and grow. We have probably no other private business to compare to them, but as we look at their roughly 150-year history in that community, we recognize that they already have a substantial investment, Madam President, in that community. And I think the question that we need to ask ourselves today is that if any other business of a comparable size were to look at where they were going to locate, would they look at Minnesota, Madam President? Would they select this state to bring their skilled workers, their well-paid workers, to pay the taxes that they would have to pay as a private business or their workers as private employees? We will not know that question, Madam President, the answer to that question, Madam President, but I think we also can have a pretty good guess that we have no idea as to how much business we have lost over these past years simply because of our tax policy. And as I have visited with businesses that have chosen to go across the state line, as I have visited with individuals who have chosen to become residents of some other state, as I have worked to attract business to my community, implementing at times special programs that the state has put together, I ask myself, wouldn't it be better if we did not need a special program in order to recruit business to border communities? Wouldn't it be better if the tax policies of this state by themselves encourage business to come, to grow, to expand, to hire Minnesotans that wish to work and support their families? Madam President, this tax bill does not do that. Tonight we heard about the imposition of additional sales taxes on agricultural inputs. And Senator Skoye indicated, Madam President, that this would not take effect till April of next year, and it would give this legislature time to correct those problems. And I certainly do not doubt his sincerity in wanting to do that, but we also must recognize this, that in order for those problems to be solved, we must have cooperation from the House of Representatives. And today, the story that was floating around the halls as this issue was being discussed is that the chairman of the Tax Committee in the House of Representatives, when posed with this question about these additional taxes, made the statement, "Let them pay." Now, I did not hear that myself, and we know how stories circulate around this facility. In fact, if I were alone in this chamber, I would not whisper into the ears of one of the statues because I'm not sure where that story might wind up. But the reality of it is that there are those people in positions of power and control that don't necessarily want to see those taxes go away. This tax bill does not help any segment of this economy. And it is a sad day in the Senate when we look at a bill, and Madam President, and we cannot point, in my opinion, to a benefit to the overall economic well-being of this state. The previous legislature embarked upon a spending and tax program that quite frankly has worked. It has started to pay down the shift and the education shift. It has recouped much of the reserves that we needed to have. It has worked. And it has worked because it has allowed Minnesota to go back to work. It has allowed Minnesota business to prosper. It has allowed Minnesota workers to prosper, to keep the money that they earn each and every day, and to invest it further, to expand their business, to expand jobs, and ultimately to expand the income of the state of Minnesota. This tax bill has the very real capability of stopping that growth, of stopping that advancement. And I don't know when, and I don't know exactly whether it'll be next year or the year after, but the next time the economy of this state starts, of this country starts to tighten once more, this tax bill will hasten the speed at which this state travels once more to deficit budgets.